Hey, this is Cameron with iPropertyManagement.com, and today I'm going to do a quick review of Leaserunner's tenant screening services. First off, let's take a look at their pricing. You'll notice that they offer their products only a la carte, which is actually a pretty nice benefit because you don't have to worry about any complicated packages or monthly fees, and you can select which reports you want. They do have the standard credit report, criminal report, and eviction report, as well as a cash flow report. Altogether, these products cost $61, which can be a bit of a hefty price to pay for tenant screening. The question is it worth it? Let's go ahead and take a quick walkthrough of their members area and their dashboard, as well as their application process. So, once you've created a landlord account with Leaserunner, you can come in and you will create your property. You'll add in the details for the property that you're renting out. You can select which tenant screening services you want, and we would recommend all four. Now, it is worth noting that when you use their online application process, that the services can only be paid for by the applicant and not the landlord. Now, you can put here any message to applicants, any minimum requirements you have, or anything else you'd like them to know. If you have multiple property managers, you can go ahead and put in their information here so that they are the ones that get notified when a new application has been filled out. You will then get this link that you can share online. Now, when a potential renter clicks on this link, they'll be taken to this application first, where they just put in name and email. And then they receive this confirmation email that lets them know the total cost and the monthly rent and the security deposit. This is a good way to keep out anyone that's not totally interested or committed in applying to be in your property. Then once they click that link, they are then taken into a more full application process. This application process is top-notch. It's smooth, it's clean, it's got everything that you want in here, it's intuitive. This is one of the best ones that I've ever seen for any tenant screening service. So first you have the standard contact information, but then you come down here into pets, vehicles, and emergencies. You can fill out all this information about pets, animals, emergency contacts, rental history, employment history, additional income, notes for landlord, and they can certify everything they've put in. It's just very thorough information and more than I've seen in many other online applications. And I do like that how you can collapse these down. In fact, when they first come to this page, these are all collapsed down. And so it makes the page look a lot shorter and it makes it seem a lot easier. Then they'll come here and they will pay for it. You will then be notified that there has been an application submitted. And then you can log back into Leaserunner, come down here, you can click Review Screening Reports. So now I'm going to show you the sample reports that Leaserunner shows you. So here is what the credit report looks like. And you'll notice if I just kind of scroll through here, it looks a lot nicer than most other companies offer. You have these nice big visuals. You have right at the top this credit score. You have the negative score factors, like there was a bankruptcy, insufficient credit history. Go down here and see all the late payments. It's pretty fantastic. This is one downside where they try to tell you that the income to rent ratio is a good number here, but they use 2.5 times the rent amount. Industry standards is usually 3 times. So I'm not a big fan of that. I would also prefer that they use debt to income rather than rent to income ratio. So now we come to the background check, and this is pretty self-explanatory. You come in here, and most of the time it'll say no criminal history found. But if there is, you can go through this and see everything about the person and what happened. And it's the exact same with the eviction history. Now in the cash flow report, you can see their cash trends and their different bank accounts. You can also see cash flow in the last 3 months. You can see their balance over the last 3 months. You can see, and this might be a little TMI for some people, but you can go in and you can see every single thing that's gone in and out of their bank account. Which this can be pretty useful if you're maybe if you're being a little nitpicky about which 2 applicants, if you only have 2 left and there's one you're not, and you need to pick one, you can come in here and see how they spend their money. Otherwise, it might be not super useful. So overall, Leaserunner is a pretty fantastic service. I found almost no negatives with it. I found maybe one little glitch in the application process that most people won't even notice or ever even come across. The only real downside is the price. Is it worth $61? I would say probably not. You can find similar services for cheaper than this, even if you have to give up a little bit on the actual customer experience side of things.